dramatic capture after a chase in the nationwide manhunt for an escaped murder suspect and a corrections officer. Moments ago, investigators before the cameras after a manhunt lasting several days across several states. Where they found them tonight, the capital murder suspect in custody, the corrections officer accused of helping him in the hospital. It comes after surveillance of a stolen pickup in Indiana and what authorities are now saying about that former officer, Vicky White. Also tonight, the alarming new numbers on COVID in the U.S., cases rising in at least 45 states tonight, and what they're now seeing in New York City. And these are just the cases that are being reported. So what are the real numbers? Tonight, the major hotspots, including Boston, and news tonight on pediatric hospital admissions just coming in and why they're so concerned. We're learning more tonight about the mysterious deaths of 3 American tourists at a resort in the Bahamas. A couple in their 60s dying, another couple about to celebrate their 40th anniversary. The husband dying, the wife airlifted back to the U.S. What we've learned tonight. Overseas in the war in Ukraine tonight, Vladimir Putin's call to arms, the parade in Red Square, marking Victory Day, celebrating Russia's defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II, and what Putin accused the U.S. and its allies of doing when it comes to Ukraine. Ian Panel from inside Ukraine again tonight. Here at home tonight, tensions rising in the showdown over abortion. Protesters outside the homes of Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Brett Kavanaugh. And tonight, what the Republican leader in the Senate is now saying about a federal abortion ban next if Roe versus Wade is overturned. More than a dozen fires burning tonight. The red flag warnings from Nevada to Oklahoma, thousands forced to evacuate. Grim discoveries in Lake Mead revealed by water levels dropping. Another body found. The critical shortage tonight of baby formula, supply chain issues, and a major voluntary recall involving 3 popular brands. So what are parents to do? And there's news coming in tonight on Queen Elizabeth, what she is now skipping tomorrow for the first time in nearly 60 years, and who's stepping in.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to start another week with all of you at home. And we begin tonight with the breaking news, the dramatic capture in the nationwide manhunt for an escaped murder suspect and the former corrections officer accused of having a relationship with him and helping him escape. The 2 on the run for 11 days across several states, found, chased, and then captured. Authorities moments ago saying the murder suspect, Casey White, is in custody tonight and that Vicky White is at the hospital. It's believed she shot herself as authorities were moving in. The search ending in Evansville, Indiana tonight. Again, the sheriff saying Casey White back behind bars and that former officer Vicky White is now at the hospital and that her injuries are very serious. The pair seen in surveillance video leaving the jail 11 days ago now. Vicky White escorting inmate Casey White. The capture late today came after a key development. This surveillance showing a stolen pickup truck found abandoned at a car wash in Indiana. The man in the image was believed to be Casey White. ABC's Elwin Lopez leading us off tonight.
Tonight, authorities announcing an end to the 11-day manhunt for capital murder suspect Casey White and former corrections officer Vicky White.
The U.S. Marshals were in pursuit of a black Ford pickup. I think it was a Ford 150. Casey White was driving that vehicle. Vicky White was a passenger. During the pursuit, the pickup truck wrecked. Casey White surrendered.
The duo captured after a tip. That pursuit ending in a wreck.
Vicky White has been transported to the hospital.
This just hours after confirming a new sighting, releasing these images showing a Ford F-150 pickup truck believed to have been used by the duo. It was taken almost a week ago on May 3rd at a car wash in Indiana about 175 miles away from Middle Tennessee, where authorities believe the duo ditched another vehicle on the same day they went missing. And today, new charges of forgery and identity theft filed against Vicky White. The sheriff says she bought that Ford Edge with an alias. The 17-year veteran last seen in this video checking out of a hotel moments before she left the detention center with that inmate, all under the guise of a court appointment that never existed.
All right, Elwin Lopez joining us live tonight from where this all began in Alabama. And Elwin, there's late details on former corrections officer who is in the hospital tonight, of course, Vicky White.
And that's right, David. Authorities say Vicky White shot herself and is still alive and in the hospital tonight. And David, the sheriff says that Casey White will never see the light of day again. David.
Elwin Lopez on the breaking news from Alabama, where it all ended in Indiana late today. Thank you, Elwin. In the meantime, we turn now to the pandemic and the alarming new numbers tonight on COVID here in the U.S. New COVID cases are now up more than 20% across the country. In fact, cases rising now in at least 45 states. What they're now seeing already in New York City and Boston, and these are just the cases being reported. What about the tests at home? There's also news on pediatric hospital admissions just coming in tonight. Here's ABC's Eva Pilgrim.
Tonight, the U.S. nearing a grim milestone, 1 million COVID deaths. The National Cathedral tolling the funeral bell 1,001 times to remember the lives lost. More than 997,000 people have died from COVID in this country. Experts expect we will cross the 1 million mark within the next week. And tonight, new COVID cases climbing. Nearly the entire country, 45 states and territories are seeing at least a 10% increase in COVID infections. The current hotspot, the Northeast. Boston officials recommending but not yet mandating a return to masks indoors, as some parts of the city are now considered high risk.
We are in a time where we're learning to live with COVID.
In New York City, the transmission rate up 75% since last month, the highest level since the Omicron surge in January. The mayor monitoring the spread as he considers a return to the mask and vaccine mandates.
While we've seen the surge in cases, we're not seeing that correlated impact in mortality. The challenge we have is going forward, especially into the summer months, where we may see an impact in the South, where we don't have the same level of vaccination and boosting and testing.
71-year-old Shep Shove experienced a breakthrough infection. He's been fully vaxxed and boosted, but 12 days ago tested positive for COVID.
It just kept getting worse for another couple of days, and then it stopped getting worse.
He says Paxlovid helped keep him out of the hospital.
Yeah, what would it have been like if I hadn't had 3 vaccines and the Paxlovid? So I have to think it would have been pretty bad.
Yeah, a lot of people turning to Paxlovid now that it's more readily available. Eva with us tonight. And Eva, we've just learned hospital admissions among children up 15% in just a week. Cases in children up 70% in 2 weeks. And Eva, I know there's real concern here that this new wave is actually much steeper because these are just the cases that authorities know about. Obviously, many people are now testing at home, just getting through it on their own, and the numbers likely are far higher.
David, experts caution the numbers may be higher than we know because a lot of these cases aren't being reported. Either people aren't being tested or, as you said, they are testing at home. One expert telling us he wouldn't be surprised if the numbers were actually higher than during Delta. David?
All right, Eva Pilgrim following this for us. Eva, thank you. We are also following the investigation tonight into the mysterious deaths of American tourists at a luxury resort in the Bahamas. A 4th American sickened in this. Michael and Robbie Phillips, a couple from Tennessee, among those who did not survive this. Authorities say all 4 Americans sought medical help the night before 3 of them were then found dead. Toxicology samples have now been sent to a U.S. lab, and ABC's Will Reeve is in the Bahamas tonight.
And this is the villa of the 3 people that passed away.
Tonight, an urgent investigation in the Bahamas as officials identify the 3 Americans who mysteriously died at the Sandals Emerald Bay Resort in Exuma. Michael and Robbie Phillips of Tennessee found dead in their beachside villa. Their family writing, "Our hearts are grieving and broken, but full of hope." Vincent Chirella died in an adjacent room. His wife Donis surviving, airlifted to a hospital near Miami.
They were celebrating their 40th anniversary, which was a few days away from ours. Just a lovely, lovely couple that was just full of life and just, you know, enjoying their time in paradise.
Their son Austin telling ABC News his mother woke up Friday and her legs and arms was swollen and she couldn't move. Authorities say all 4 reported feeling ill the night before. 2 even went to a healthcare facility, complaining of nausea and vomiting. The Minister of Health telling ABC News doctors recommended 2 of them be airlifted off the island, but they refused. Resort staff contacting police just after 9 a.m. Friday, who then also found Michael and Robbie Phillips dead next door. Police say both individuals showed signs of convulsion.
The only thing that makes sense in my mind, because this was 2 separate couples that didn't really have anything to do with each other, staying in the same building, the only common denominator is the air that they were breathing.
David, Bahamian authorities announced today that they're working with a Philadelphia-based lab on the toxicology report and that it could be weeks before the autopsy results are released. In a statement, Sandal saying nothing is more important than the safety of its guests, and it's working to support the investigation and the families of the victims. David?
Just awful. A real mystery tonight. Will Reeve, thank you. We turn now overseas into the war in Ukraine, Russia's Vladimir Putin and his new appeal in Moscow's Red Square and what he accused the U.S. and our allies of doing in Ukraine. Putin using this day usually meant to mark triumph over the Nazis in World War II, to now claim his war in Ukraine continues that anti-Nazi fight. Putin also taking aim at the U.S. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky responding, walking the empty streets of Kyiv, saying Putin is the one who is repeating the horrific crimes of Hitler's regime. Our senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell in Ukraine again tonight.
Tonight, Putin using the massive parade in Red Square as a rallying cry for his war in Ukraine. The annual spectacle commemorates the Soviet victory over the Nazis, but in his speech, Putin used a war of necessity in the past to justify a war of choice today, falsely accusing America, NATO and Kyiv of provoking the conflict. The Russian leader telling his forces in Ukraine, you're fighting for the motherland, for its future, so no one forgets the lessons of the Second World War. But with so many troops tied up in Ukraine, this was a smaller parade than normal. No flyby of fighter jets, bad weather blamed. Many feared Putin would double down, escalate the war, announce a military draft even. But instead, he repeated old lies about fighting Nazis in Ukraine. And in his own Victory Day address released today, a defiant President Zelensky walking the streets of Kyiv, declaring Russia wouldn't win. Still, innocent civilians are dying. In an eastern Ukrainian village, more than 60 people are feared dead after Russians destroyed a school serving as a shelter. In the northeast, less than 20 miles from the northern border with Russia, Putin's war is going in the wrong direction. Village after village is being reclaimed by dogged Ukrainian troops.
This entire area is littered with the debris of Russia's war. There are tanks, armored personnel carriers, there are a couple of dead Russian soldiers up there, and the air is thick with the stench of decomposition. And this is what happened to their tanks, and this is what Putin's victory looks like.
Hello, Yuri. Yuri's a highly decorated hero of World War II. The medals on his chest speak to the battles he fought alongside his Russian comrades against the Nazis. He can't find words for what they're doing now. Russia shells his city almost daily with rockets and missiles. His apartment block has been hit, but Yuri refuses to leave. Yuri says he's promised himself he'll stay alive until Ukraine wins this war. It'd be the second miraculous victory in one long lifetime.
Yeah, what that World War II veteran must make of what he's witnessing today. Ian Pannell back with us tonight from Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv. And Ian, President Biden also making news tonight, making it clear he's not happy with recent leaks. All this reporting about U.S. intelligence that's been shared with Ukrainian officials. He believes these leaks are dangerous.
Yeah, that's right, David. I mean, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki saying that Biden was, quote, displeased with those leaks, that U.S. intelligence, as you say, played a role in Ukraine, not just killing Russian generals, but also the sinking of Russia's Moskva warship. Remember, this was the flagship of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. It was sunk last month, acting on intelligence that was provided by America, but the Ukrainians obviously added their own intelligence. The president believing the stories overstated the U.S. role and were, quote, inaccurate. David?
Ian Pannell in Kharkiv for us tonight. Ian, thank you. Back here at home now into the showdown over abortion across this country. In fact, protesters outside the homes of Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Brett Kavanaugh. And tonight with the Republican leader, Mitch McConnell in the Senate, is now saying about the possibility of a federal abortion ban if Roe versus Wade is overturned. Here's our senior White House correspondent, Mary Roos, tonight.
After a weekend when thousands took to the streets rallying for abortion rights, some gathering outside the homes of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh and Chief Justice John Roberts. Tonight, security around the justices is stepping up. The U.S. Marshals now involved in protecting the members of the court after that leaked draft opinion indicated they're preparing to overturn Roe v. Wade. It comes as the top Republican in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, is indicating overturning Roe could be just the beginning. That if Republicans gain control of Congress, they could pass a federal ban on abortion. McConnell saying if the leaked opinion became the final opinion, legislative bodies, not only at the state level but at the federal level, certainly could legislate in that area. Adding, I don't think it's much secret where Senate Republicans stand on that issue. Today, we took that to the White House.
How at risk does the administration believe the U.S. is to completely outlaw abortion?
I think we're at serious risk. You noted Mitch McConnell and other Republicans in Congress are talking about a national ban on a woman's right to choose.
The White House warning Republicans could try to go even further, possibly banning some forms of contraception. If Roe is overturned, 26 states would quickly move to severely restrict access to abortion or ban it outright. 13 have already passed so-called trigger laws that would ban the procedure the moment Roe is struck down. Now, a number of Democrat-led states like New York and Connecticut are exploring ways to assist women seeking help. And today, Chicago's mayor announced funding to help women from other states who cross into Illinois to get an abortion.
These dollars will go to support transportation, lodging, follow-up care, and if necessary, the safe and legal procedure of abortion.
All right, Mary, Senate Democrats, I know, are scheduling this vote Wednesday on a bill to make a woman's right to an abortion a federal law. Obviously, they know the reality here that they don't have the votes. So they want every senator on record on this issue instead?
Exactly. This is purely symbolic, David. Tonight, the lone undecided Republican, Lisa Murkowski, just announced she is a no. Democrats know this vote isn't going anywhere, but what it will do is force every Republican to go on the record as Democrats and the president are preparing to make abortion rights a key issue in the upcoming midterm elections. David.
Mary Bruce live at the White House. Thank you, Mary. We turn now to the nationwide shortage of infant formula, supply shortages, and 3 common brands pulled off shelves. So what are parents to do? Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef tonight.
Tonight, that critical nationwide shortage of baby formula. It's definite panic. Pandemic supply chain issues compounded by a major voluntary recall back in February of 3 popular brands manufactured by Abbott. The company pulling those products after 4 infants became ill and 2 died, saying after reviewing all data, it does not believe their facility is the likely source of infection. But families facing the dramatic ripple effects. In April, 40% of the national baby formula inventory was out of stock. New mom Leslyn Hollub's 3-month-old son Jack was born a preemie and requires specialized formula.
It's kind of a mess out there. I check all of them, Target, Walmart, Amazon, Gerber, every day just to see if it is there.
Shelves in some stores empty.
There's only a few manufacturers that are making the entire supply we see on grocery store and pharmacy shelves. And if one of those is not meeting demand, there's a bottleneck.
And Abbott telling ABC News that it is doing everything it can to address the shortage. The White House weighing in tonight saying the FDA is prioritizing making more formula available. David.
All right, Ariel Reshef. Ariel, thank you. Now to the economy tonight. Another down day on Wall Street. In fact, down another 2% today. Tech stocks that did so well during the pandemic leading the fall. Facebook parent company Meta down 42% since the first of the year. Amazon down 36%. Netflix now down 71%. Since the first of the year. When we come back on a Monday night, news tonight about grim discoveries in Lake Mead revealed by dropping water levels. Another body has been found.
My A1C stayed here. It needed to be here.
Ruby's A1C is down with Rybelsus.
My A1C wasn't at goal. Now I'm down with Rybelsus.
Mom's A1C is down with Rybelsus.
A1C down with Rybelsus. In a clinical study, once daily Rybelsus significantly lowered A1C better than a leading branded pill. Rybelsus isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Rybelsus if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Rybelsus and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Rybelsus with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Need to get your A1C down?
A1C down. Ask your healthcare provider about Rybelsus today.
Our roof got damaged during Hurricane Ida last August. We answered some questions on Angie. Next thing we knew, we were put in contact with our Angie Pro. And then that weekend, they came out and we had a brand new roof.
Get started at Angie.com today.
I smoked and I have COPD. My children are really worried. My tip is send your kids a text. It may be the last time that you do.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Tonight, authorities are now trying to identify two separate sets of human remains discovered in Nevada's Lake Mead, discovered because of dropping water levels and what's now been revealed there. Investigators say the newest remains found this weekend show no signs of foul play so far. Another body with a gunshot wound was found in a barrel a week ago. Authorities believe that body may have been dumped there decades ago. And the wildfire emergency tonight in the Southwest. More than a dozen large fires burning at this hour. The Cerro Pelado fire in New Mexico burning across about 41,000 acres, and a massive fire destroying more than 189,000 acres outside Las Vegas, New Mexico. Authorities urging residents to follow evacuation orders. When we come back here tonight, why Queen Elizabeth is skipping a major event tomorrow. This is the first time in 60 years.
Gillette introduces the all-new Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar, a razor designed to give you a quick and easy shave. It combines shaving and gentle exfoliation into one efficient stroke. The bar and the handle removes unseen dirt and debris that gets in the way of the blades, giving you a shave as quick and easy as washing your face, so you can look like you put in an effort, effortlessly. Gillette, the best a man can get.
My dad told me he's back into old hobbies, but it looks like he's picked up new habits for his type 2 diabetes, too.
Once weekly Trulicity is proven to help lower A1C, and it can help you lose up to 10 pounds. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
In the future, we'll travel to incredible places with the help of magical technology. But what about today?
I want my magical future now. I have places to go. Rocks to climb. Sights to see. And flights to catch. I can't wait for what tomorrow will bring. But in the meantime, let's enjoy the ride.
Time. It's life's most precious commodity, especially when you have metastatic breast cancer. When your time is threatened, it's hard to invest in your future. Until now. Kisqali is helping women live longer than ever before when taken with an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant in HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's proven to delay disease progression. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Your future is ahead of you, so it's time to make the most of it with Kisqali. Because when you invest in yourself, everyone gets the best of you.
If you're always asking, where next? Capital One has the travel card for you. Venture X. Earn 10x miles on hotels and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel. Venture X. What's in your wallet?
To the index that we learned today that Queen Elizabeth will not be attending the opening of Parliament tomorrow, the first time in nearly 60 years. Buckingham Palace saying the 96-year-old Queen has reluctantly decided to skip the ceremony because of mobility issues. Prince Charles will deliver her speech. The last time she missed this was during her pregnancies. When we come back here tonight, the award for bravery in Ukraine, the dog that's become a hero there.
What if you were a gigantic snack food maker and you had to wrestle a massively complex supply chain to satisfy cravings from Tokyo to Toledo? So you partner with IBM Consulting to bring together data and workflows so that every driver and merchandiser can serve up jalapeno, sesame, and chocolate-covered goodness with real-time data-driven precision. Let's create supply chains that have an appetite for performance. IBM, let's create.
I got nothing to eat.
Nothing.
Hold on, I can do something.
Turning nothing into something.
Turning nothing into something.
It's amazing what you can do with nothing and a little Hellman's.
Open. It's a beautiful word. Neighborhoods, open. Businesses, open. Fields, open. Who doesn't love open? Offices, homes, stages, possibilities. Your world, open. And you can help keep it that way.
Our Confident Forever plan is possible with a CFP professional.
A CFP professional can help you build a complete financial plan. Visit letsmakeaplan.org to find your CFP professional.
My name is Douglas. I'm a writer, director, and I'm still working. In the kind of work that I do, you are surrounded by people who are all younger than you. I had to get help somewhere along the line to stay competitive. I discovered Prevagen. I started taking it, and after a period of time, my memory improved. It was a game changer for me.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Meet Ron. That man is always on. And he's on it with Jardiance for type 2 diabetes. His underhand sky serve, on fire. His grilling game, on point. And his A1C, Ron is on it with the once daily pill Jardiance. Jardiance not only lowers A1C, it goes beyond to reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease. And Jardiance may help you lose some weight.
Jardiance may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
A once daily pill that goes beyond lowering A1C?
On it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
Tomorrow, hold on, George.
Hey, Stephanopoulos, you're always late. I'm sweating up here.
Because Allie's coming to GMA. And when Allie Wentworth comes to Good Morning America, anything can happen.
Watch your back, Stephanopoulos. There's a new anchor in town.
Finally, the dogs saving lives in Ukraine now honored tonight. Tonight, the Ukrainians grateful to this 2.5-year-old Jack Russell Terrier, Patron, helping the Ukrainians clear bombs, his protective vest on there, a bomb disposal worker opening the door. At Jack Russell hopping in. These images from Cherniv, searching for explosives left behind by the Russians. Tonight, Patron has now been recognized by Ukrainian President Zelensky, awarded the Medal for Military Service in Kyiv. There with his handler, helping Ukrainian troops locate 236 explosive devices since the start of the war. First showing Patron his medal, President Zelensky then presents the award to his handler. Zelensky putting his hand to his heart in appreciation. After the big moment, the handler returning to his seat, giving Patron a treat and showing him his medal. More interested in the treat, I'm sure. Patron the hero. I'm David Muir. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Dr. Claire! Hola, Lucho! These are your friends who are going to save my life?
It's a tumor in the heart and one in his brain. Sean, what are you saying?
Nothing.
WCVB News Center 5 at 7 starts right now.
And right now at 7, crews are still on the scene trying to tame a fire that's damaged several